The 2nd of November is tradition to pay your respects to the departed. Take this good habit into consideration. To this we all should be devoted. Every year, precisely on this day, on this unhappy and distressing day, that's the way I do behave, putting flowers on Auntie Vincenza's grave. But last year, this was my adventure. Holy Mother of God, I'm still terrified at the thought. Then I pulled myself together. Here's what happened. Listen carefully. It was almost closing time. Then I was about to leave the cemetery, having a look here and there. Here sleeps in peace the nobleman marquis, who both Rovego and Belluno had drowned. Brave hero of 1,000 deeds, dead on 11th of May 1931. A coat of arms with a crown on the top, a neon cross on the bottom, 3 bunches of roses with an elegy, big commemorative candles, funeral candles, and 6 little memorial graveside tea lights. Just beside the grave of this magnate, there was another tiny little grave. It looked miserably abandoned, no floral adornment, just a little cross. And looking closer, you could barely read on that cross, Esposito Gennaro, a waste collector. I felt miserable looking at this unfortunate dead man with no lights at all. That's life, I conceded. Someone has it all, while someone else just lives from hand to mouth. Had this poor fellow known that he would have been a tramp on the other side too? Why these thoughts occurred into my mind? The clock was up to strike midnight. Thus I was left alone, locked down, scared to death, with only votive candles around. Out of the blue, guess what I saw in the distance? 2 shadows coming to me. I thought, this seems quite strange. Am I dreaming or awake? Is this just fantasy? Not at all, that was bare truth. Here was the marquis, with the cylinder, the monocle, and a great coat. The other one came after him, miserably dressed, flea-bitten and with just a broom in his hands. He must be Don Gennaro, the poor dear fellow, the garbage man. This must be very strange. Why those dead people hang out so late at night? They were about 2 inches far from me, when the marquis suddenly stopped. He turned back and very slowly, dead calm, said to Don Gennaro,
"My dear lad, would you tell me how did such a poor fellow dare to rest, shameless, beside such a noble man like me?
Superior breeding should be respected, but you have completely lost your mind and power of reason. Alright, I see your body had to be buried, but I'd rather put it in the garbage. I can't stand your stinky presence anymore, so it is necessary you find another place, another grave among your fellows."
My dear marquis, that's not my fault. I would have never done something like this to you. It was my wife who made all this nonsense. What should I have done if I was dead? If I were still alive, I would make you happy. I'd take my box with my few little bones, and just right now, I'd go and get into another grave.
So, what you waiting for, Quisby? I wait for me to go up the wall? If I weren't a nobleman, I'd have already carried out violence.
Fine, let's see how you lose your patience then. Marquis Nashgar, I can't stand you complaining anymore. And if I lose my patience, I forget that I'm dead. And I'll beat you. What do you think you are? A god? Do you know that here, in this place, we are exactly all the same? You are dead, and so am I. Everyone is just the same.
This polar, How you dare comparing yourself with me, with all my noble and flawless ancestors, that rival any royal prince?
What are you babbling about? Will you understand that you're talking like a fool? Do you know what is death? It's a spirit level. Every king, magistrate, or great man crossing this gate understands that he has lost everything, his life and his name too. Haven't you already considered all this? So listen to me, don't build this post. Just try to put up with me close to you. Don't care about it. It doesn't matter anymore. These issues are for the living. We are level-headed. We belong to death.
Sti pagliacciati fanno solo le vive, noi siamo serie, apparteniamo a morte.